time to stand on business. Let's go. I suck at apologies. That's so awkward. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nah, that fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Ahem. Woo! The Raider there! Oh, it's true. And twice on Sundays. Once for God and again at the game. All day, all year, all night. Live, sleep, eat, drink it. The Raider there! You know why? Because other Raider shows are boring. Boring. Oh, you guys, tonight I want to talk to you about blah, blah, blah. No. It's boring. I don't want to just hear your voice. Give me facts. You know what I mean? Not just with your buddy. I'm on one tonight. I won't lie. I won't lie. Boom. Alexa, stop. Finished! R8RBEAR Live! First comment, woo! MVP tonight, YouTube, goes to Jim Vanderlyn! Your heavyweight champion of the world who once again wins the gold. Guys, you know, you got to get up pretty early. No, I mean literally. You know, this is not a young guy. You got to get up pretty early. Hey, Jim, I'm not making fun of you. You know that. I'm getting up there myself. Jim Vanderlyn, heavyweight champion of the world. Second place. Silver medal. Bear Mark Vargas. That cute little emoji making son of a monkey. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And last but not least, third place, Ramiro! Woo! Castro! Your brother can go to hell as far as I'm concerned, okay? No, it doesn't matter if any of you other people know what we're talking about, okay? You don't get to know what we're talking about, okay? This is me and Ramiro's family business. Facebook! You know, there's not really much of a drum roll needed because usually when I come a-looking for who came in with the gold medal, woo! And we get the double tonight. The champions defending their belts, Dustin King! Dustin, I may have to put you and Jim Vanderlyn in a tag team match against Mark Vargas and Tony! Woo! Make it! Dip! One of my favorite nicknames. who won the silver medal tonight. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. Third place, my bronze medal, and you know I love it when a Raiderette slides into the sausage fest. That is my medal round, because there's so many dudes. Well, tonight, Tony Carpenter Evans. Tony thinks she won the Oscar. That was a good one. I mean, I reached back for that one, Tony. I did. So what's up, everyone? Welcome welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in for Raider Bear Live. Honorable mention goes to Jake, always bumping something, bumpus. Great profile picture, bro. And Troy Gill. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Okay, so now tonight, to the contributor of the most stars tonight. I owe you guys an apology. I was going to do this last night, and I just totally flew past it because I had some stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about football-wise. And I have some stuff I want to talk to you guys football-wise tonight, too. But in the interest of fairness, tonight, to the contributor of the most stars goes to, I don't know, I took it out of the package because I thought you guys would like to be able to see what it looks like. But anyway, Las Vegas Raiders, and this is, wait, notice, all metal, no plastic. I love these. None of that white or silver stupid plastic bars. I hate those. Las Vegas Raiders, black on black with the two logos. These are super dope. I have one of those to go with. Oh, look at that. Look at how it shines. The auto emblem chrome Raiders to go with your license plate. Auto. And then, of course, I had my last. This is my last one. Blackout Raider Bear patch. And I just thought, you know what, just to be cool, because I made you guys wait, and I was going to do it last night, I'm going to throw these in. The sweet Raiderette patch. This is the newer design. And the cool Navajo Raider sends me these. This is for women's awareness. Very cool. I absolutely love these. So I'm just going to throw those in just for giggles. So 3 patches, the car logo, and the license plate cover can all be yours tonight on Raider Bear family page. Oh, and look, and I'm going to throw in my fan card. That's right. The ego just don't stop. No, the ego just don't stop. Yeah, we shouldn't make any references to Puffy and songs he's done right now, should we? Too soon. All right, let's move on. Lucky, what's up, brother? Tony! Make it dip! Appreciate the love on the stars, brother. And also, remember, consider a subscription to Raider Bear family page. It's just $5 a month. You can cancel it anytime, but you won't want to because it's a great way to give to charities all over the world that are really in need of help. But with just your $5 a month as a subscription to Raider Bear family page, it goes automatically to it. But if you buy anything here, stars contributed to the show also go directly to charities that we work with. And we appreciate you so much. And Corinna hello. That's just how I announce her, but she did put stars out tonight, so so that's the official one. Hi, Corinna. All right. So the linebackers looked really good in OTAs. They talked about basically how the linebackers were playing really well. You had a combination of let me go back. I don't want to say the names and mess it up because it was a particular trio. Devon Diablo, Robert Spillane, and Luke Masterson took the starting reps the starting reps on 7-on-7 drills in a 3-4 defense. And from what I understand, they were really holding their own, played really well. And then also add to that, this is just one other thing I want to add to this before I start answering questions. We can talk about other things. But we should all be very excited about Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson is doing something you just do not see from veteran players nowadays. He's humbling himself. He's making it clear to the fans and everyone else that he couldn't go last year. He wanted to. The team was in part, of the reason why they were saying to him even, keep the reins on it a little bit. We're not going to go 100%. We don't want to strain that. We're going to keep taping it and so on and so forth. Make sure you don't re-aggravate it while you're healing, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward to today, not only is his foot 1,000%, he no longer feels any pain or any pressure or any problems out there on the field, but he's actually leaned down, if you can lean down, to 275 pounds. Wow. But remember, he is 6'6", so when you hear that 275, remember, that's not a 6'6" frame, so this is not a fat guy. He is lean, and he came in with some new, leaner muscle, looking pretty ripped. Some of the guys on the coaching staff were talking about it, and he made this comment. I want to read this to you guys real quick. You have got to have your weight in a good place. You've got to have good eating habits. This is Tyree Wilson speaking to a reporter. You've got to have good sleeping habits if you're going to be your best on the field. Wilson was quoted as saying, and he said with a smile, I learned that from a leader in the locker room. And then the reporter said, he smiled again, kind of sheepishly. And the reporter said, do you mean Max Crosby? And he said, yes, I mean Max Crosby. And I'm like, okay. Let's go, because the guy is not even like embarrassed, to seem like he's a kid or somehow less than Max Crosby by saying, no, I'm under Max Crosby's wing. He's telling me about how I should eat. He's talking to me about how I have to get to bed. I can't keep being a young guy. I have millions, and I'm in my 20s, but I've got to still honor what it takes to be one of the best players on the field. And a lot of people don't realize, those guys, the legends from the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, that's what they don't tell you because it's not glamorous. But those guys ate right. They went to bed at 9 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? Woke up at 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock in the morning. Ate breakfast, got themselves ready, stretched, then went to the facility to work out by 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. It takes that kind of commitment if you want to be the best you can be on the field. And that's what he said, to be the best I can be on the field. I got that from Max Crosby. So I like that. I like that he's talking like that. I like that he's showing the right attitude to be better. He's showing the right attitude to become better. And I find that just incredibly exciting. What's up, Denton Rhodes? Space Force, always in the house. Raider Ryan, I see you. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Let me see here. Mr. Raider Bear, Mommy says it's a good thing your microphone covers up your shirt. Okay, first, Tommy, you stop trying to read my shirt. You know it says something naughty, and you be a good boy. Tommy, make it dip! Woo! We need the low rider for Tony Make It Dip. Jerry Molina, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Stephen Marchand, always there for Raider Bear. Jim Garrison, Raiders! That's how you do it, okay? You don't go, Raiders! No, there's no pause, okay, coach? He's still kind of doing it like that. Bear, I will be in Stockton, California tomorrow for Lester Hayes signing. Wow, jealous. Bob, what's up? Bob, take lots of pictures, okay? I want to see that. Armando Medrano, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Don Wally D, I see you there. Alpha and Omega in the house. Carlos Magana, what's up? Junior, what's up, brother? I've been living Here we go. I've been living a diabolical lie for 20 years, and I've decided to pursue my relocation career as a homemaker as soon as I find an available professional athlete. Right? Tony, make it up! That was 3 for Tony. Got some new lids you might like for the upcoming season. Oh, okay. You mean you're selling them, Alpha, or that you like are going to turn me on to them? I mean, because if you're selling lids, let me know. I'm interested. Freddie Chavez, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you checking in from YouTube. Same thing with you, Alpha and Omega. Appreciate the love on YouTube. Nicely said. Alpha's coming with it. Let's see. Tony, make it dip! Greetings, Raider Bear. This is my yearly PSA. If it's possible, people should visit a graveyard sometime this coming weekend and place a penny on the headstone, especially those whose date of birth shows that they might have died in battle. This just shows the family of someone that stopped by and paid their respects. I won't go into what any other coin means because if you are in the military or are a veteran, you already know. Also, I know none of you mean any disrespect, but try to refrain from, I guess, saying that it ran out of room for you to put in the rest of the word there. Doc Raider, I completely get that. I do get the coin system. There is a coin system, so I would just say to people, honestly, it's better that you don't leave a coin, or if you do, just leave a quarter. Don't leave anything else. Oh, like the one I got on? Hey, my feed shows that I got the silver on Facebook is not allowed to win double medals. Okay, Jim Vanderlyn, first, that's insane that you're literally taking a moment to post, to debate with me whether you should have got another medal. That is far too much greed, young man. And although I am impressed, okay, no, I don't do doubles. You're the champ. Okay, you're not going slumming for a silver. Don't do that. It's not the Olympics. You won your round. Again. Been dominating lately. I heard McCarthy is struggling, not the Raiders related, just saying. I'm not really sure on that one, John. Rick Samarana, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Pun Futz in Roger Goodell. The regular season starts for the hit job he did on Gruden and the fact that the case is going into arbitration and nobody else's emails exposed. Not only are there no one else's emails exposed, and by the way, that profile picture, brother, appreciate the love. That was me, him, and Mama Bear when we were in Texas. Great times. Appreciate you, brother. Now, having said that, yeah, it was a big L for Gruden. Just a big L. I mean, no one really is talking about it because they don't really realize, but he took a huge L because by it going back into arbitration, he can't smear the NFL. He can't tell his story. If he tells it, it's only going out to reporters. You know, and you know how it is. Raider fans aren't going to read stories like that. And even if they do, it's not interesting. You know what I mean? I'm not interested in it. You know what I mean? I don't care what happens to Gruden at this point. He's not a coach anymore. You know what I mean? If he goes and works for Kinko's and copies stuff, I don't care. If he becomes the president of a major company, I don't care. You know what I mean? If he gets a job in the NFL, well, then we can talk. Raiders C-Dub, what's up? Welcome to the show. Who dis? This is the Raider Bear. James and Princetta Walker in the house. What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Let's see. Crosby got a raise this season and next without adding years. Hard work pays off in just about the first one in the last one out. Yeah, Rick. Hi, Island 10. Yeah, you know, with a guy like that you can argue is the best defensive end in football. I've heard other people's names brought up, and you know, we can throw stats around, but you know, yeah. Are you taking shots at my hat, Alpha Omega? You know, sometimes, see, I was born blonde. I really was. The hair didn't start to go light brown until later on when I went out in the sun. Are you taking shots at my lid? I know it looked, well, it is a little dusty. I just noticed that. But it's because I have a whole, like, wall over here. I don't want to turn the camera, but I got a whole wall of hats over here. And sometimes they collect a little dust on the bill. Raider Ryan, you just go down there, right down there where you see the green badge. You click on that, and then it'll start explaining its way through for you. You're going to make a couple games this year? Right on, Tony. Let's see. No, people should absolutely not leave a quarter. Oh, okay, I have it backwards. If you see a quarter, it means that the person who placed it was the deceased when they died in battle. You should only leave a penny because it shows that you stopped by and paid your respect. Okay, my apologies, Doc Raider. Let me repeat one more time. If you should stop by any memorial site or grave site for a soldier, it's a penny. A penny, not a quarter. I said quarter, penny. Okay, now, if it ends up being a nickel and he stops and he corrects again, he's off the show. Don't say happy memorial. It's like saying happy funeral day. There's nothing happy about mourning the death of someone. You know, Tony Carpenter, I've heard that one before, but that one's, I don't know. I forgive people that one. You know what I mean? They don't mean it. You know what I mean? They don't mean it in like celebrate death. But Tony, I've seen your complexion, okay? You're right there with me, okay? Now, me personally, I'm a Kuzan. My family comes from Louisiana. So when people pass away, we tend to celebrate it. You know what I mean? And so I've always kind of butted heads with people about that. But we dance in the streets. So different people handle it different ways. I've always been the kind of person I try to see a positive to it. It's the end of the struggle on earth and the beginning of paradise. So that's where my dad is, and that's how I like to see it. The rest of what I said is nobody means this, but try to refrain from wishing someone a happy Memorial Day. Yeah, right. No, it's no problem. We get it, Doc. So what's up with AOC taking the snake's number? Well, I think that he's trying to put pressure on himself without saying it. And while at the same time saying to the fans, I'm not gonna, how do I say this? I'm not gonna look at this opportunity as small, and I'm gonna go after it. Raider Ryan, I do not have that on YouTube yet. I am only a young pup as far as a fledgling on YouTube. I have to actually get my numbers higher before they'll allow me to do that on YouTube. So I can only take finances I can only take stars and money contributed to the show from Facebook at this point. Yep. So that's all the more reason that you should spread the word about Raider Bear on YouTube. I'm never going to be Mr. Beast, but, somewhere in between. Tony! Make it dip! Appreciate the love on the stars. So, no, about the snake thing, I just think that he was saying, with respect to him, I'm going to go out in his honor. I want to live like he's on my shoulder and go throw touchdowns for the Raiders. Personally, I like that. I do, guys. I like it. I like the throwback mustache. He looks like he's right out of, the Snakes era. The build, he's not one of these, beautiful supermodel bodies. You know what I mean? He's a big kid that can sling the rock and has guts, that go on all day. You know what I mean? And I like the kid. I like this story already. I like how he's stepping out into the light. And he's showing you, me, and everyone else, I ain't scared. Let's go. You know what I mean? And I love that. I love this. I love this competition. I think it's going to be incredible. Did you see that interview AP did? And he said, we're the team they have to go through to win the West. And it's not the team in red. It's us, the team in silver and black. Well, honestly, Alpha, not only did I like that he said that, he's putting pressure on us. Not only did he do that, did you guys notice what happened with the Atlanta Falcons? The Atlanta Falcons in the offseason, they realized they don't really have a quarterback. So they went out and they got Kirk Cousins. Okay, now Kirk Cousins, we all know who he is. The guy gets big contracts. He's made a ton of money. I know myself that he's made at least three $90 million contracts. So you're talking about a guy who, over the lifetime of his career, has already surpassed $300 million. Okay, so when I hear him whining in the news lately about how he's supposed to be the undisputed starter, what is it with bringing in this kid from the in the draft? Well, what it is, Kirk, is you're older than you've ever been. You're not a kid anymore. You've never been a big guy. He's been showing that he gets hurt now the last couple of seasons. So shut up, Kirko. I like his nickname. But my point is with AP, we're putting pressure on the entire roster. He's putting pressure on himself. We're putting pressure on the quarterback. We're putting pressure on the linebackers. We're putting pressure on the offensive line by bringing in 3-4 guys in the offseason and saying, look, these guys can play. These are veterans. So we want you young kids to win these jobs, but if you don't, adios. We got some depth over here, Mr. Glaze. But it's got to go through us, especially when you consider we have the Chiefs number now, in my opinion. Is Gil Moody here? Gil Moody's the number one Chiefs fan. Let me repeat that because, after all, last year, we beat the Chiefs! No, that's no little thing, okay? Look, no matter how bad this will taste coming out of my mouth, I'm going to say it. They've been the best team in football, okay? Let's just be straight. They've been the best team in football, and they've been the best team in football for a minute, okay? But we got them last year. And we got them when they were right at the peak of their powers because they went back and won another Super Bowl. So, okay, now it's this year. By the way, you winning that in our house, that left a bad taste in our mouth. Everyone in silver and black is pissed off. So if ever there was anything that could kickstart this franchise, it would be the Chiefs doing what they did. I just believe that. Did you see Gardner couldn't hit the 15-yard net hole? Hope he wasn't trying because it was sad. AO did good. Cullen Baldridge, he is trying. I don't know if that's an issue or not. You know, the guy's a veteran. He'll be ready. But I do think AOC will outplay him. I do. Gardner Minshew is by no means a small guy, but he is also by no means, you know, the physical size and strength specimen that is AOC. You know what I mean? He's 6'2", 215. You know what I mean? And that's just what he's listed. You know, I think he's a little bit rounder the waistline than that. Oh, right on, Raider Ryan. I appreciate that. Raider Ryan, go to my inbox and Raider Bear family page and leave me your mailing information. I'll send you a patch. No problem. Marvin Suarez, Bear, I'm excited to get the Queefs in KC on Black Friday. Something about beating that ass around the holidays in KC that warms my black heart. I'm going to call that game La Puerta Negra, meaning the black door, the big black one that we hope to slam in their face. Raiders! Woo, giving a brother goosebumps, putting foots in him. Nicely done, Marvin. Tony Make a Dip says, I like AOC also. To be honest with you, I watched how he played at Purdue. That's why I'm sold. Now, after watching the tape of how he played at Purdue, have you ever seen those old tapes of like World War II stuff? And please, everyone that's in the military, forgive me. I'm not comparing the military and football. I would not do that. I have in the past, you know, accidentally, so to speak. So please forgive me. I don't mean that in any way. There is no comparison. I'm just trying to give you a visual, and that's the best way to use this visual. So when you would see sometimes in military stuff, not even the real stuff, it could be like the fake military stuff. When they slow-mo it, you know what I mean, to make it seem like the bullets are just flying around and everyone's moving slower and going, wait, you know, all that stuff. That's how AOC looks in the middle of his offensive line. He looks like he's sort of slowing everything down and dancing around, and then he gets this look on his face and he grits his teeth like that, and then and he lets it go. And there's something I like about guys that look like they will just claw and drag and fight. It doesn't matter if they have to finish the race on their stomach, just crawling on their hands and knees. AOC is that kind of dude. I don't feel that from other guys. I don't feel that from other players. I don't see that on a lot of athletes. I see it on Max. I think this kid has a chance to be really good. It's just not flashy. He's not going to wow you with his running speed. He's not going to wow you because he has this cannon for an arm. He has a strong arm, and he can throw the deep throw, and he can throw it accurately. But is it going to fly through the air like John Elway and look like it's got a jet exhaust? No. But, you know, he gets it done. You know what I mean? And I've made the comparison many times. Everyone can pick all the different flashy superheroes. Give me Captain America all the time. The leader, the one that jumps right in the middle of things and says, let's roll, and gets everyone around him on the right page. That guy, I want that guy. And we have that guy. Bear, you made me chuckle. You might kick me off, but just to educate people as to what they might be seeing if they happen to see a nickel. It means the visitor was in boot camp with a deceased. A dime means the visitor served with the deceased in some capacity, and we've already covered a quarter. Very good. So I was absolutely as wrong as I could have possibly have been. Wow, right there. Have you ever had one of those moments caught on camera where you just really fall on your face, but instead of falling on your face, you fall on your face and then you slide across the linoleum floor at the middle of a wedding that you were trying to dance? You know, yeah, I just did that. Okay, let's see. OTAs are going good. I mean, it's just to get a simple look at whom put in the off-season work and what rookies look like. Footwork and framework. Can't wait till training camp. Rick, great points, but honestly, I would say to you though, I take something from everything. When people say OTAs don't matter, then they say the combine doesn't matter, then they say the preseason doesn't matter. Then why the hell are they doing all of it? And I do realize some of it's TV ratings and money you bring in and stuff like that, but at one point before all of that, it was all necessary tools to see and evaluate these players because you're giving them massive contracts, now more bigger than ever. And so you've really got to have as much information as you can that you're putting into this. I mean, if you went in to buy a car, what's the first thing you do? What's the gas mileage? What's the rating with the Better Business Bureau? And, what's its safety rating? Is it safe like a Volvo and blah, blah, blah. You do all those things before you buy a car. You know what I mean? So you better damn sure believe you got to do all those things before you're going to give some kid that's 20 years old, 23 years old, $14 million a season. I smell a number one defensive ranking those seasons with Max Crosby winning Defensive Player of the Year hands down after being disrespected the last 3 seasons, putting the league on notice and putting foots in them, Alpha and Omega. I agree. Glenn Medina, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Tim Reynolds, yo, what's up? Our defense has the blueprint to put foots in the Queefs twice a year. About time they put some respect on our team's name. Okay, even with a great team, though, I'm not predicting a double against the Chiefs. I'm not doing that. They just came off a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Against us. I mean, excuse me, not against us, but it feels like against us. But in our stadium, you know what I mean? They have bragging rights for the moment. They get to have that. I was always the kind of guy, I don't talk trash to a guy that I'm playing John Madden football against if he beat me last time. I'm not talking trash to him until I beat him. When I win and I put him down, then I'll talk some trash. But if he's beaten me a couple times, I'll wait on that. You look dumb if you trash talk and then you get your butt kicked. Raging Raider Rhino. I love your picture, bro. That looks great. You picking up your boy? Nice. That must be exciting. Are the Raiders wearing an alternate helmet for the Black Friday game? I don't think so, Armando. I haven't heard anything about that. I remember when I would play pool, practice and stuff in bed, but when it was the game time, I would put foots in them. Hopefully Minshew doesn't throw those ducks in the preseason. Let's hope not. I believe in Aiden O'Connell. He does really good this year. I believe he will bring back the pocket-style quarterback. Tim Reynolds, great comment. Welcome to the show. And honestly, Tim, I agree. I don't think the pocket passer has gone anywhere, though. He's not bringing it back. He's just going to turn it up. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of pocket passers in the league. That kid Joe that plays for the Bengals, they love that kid, but he is a pocket passer. He can run a little bit, but now since that first injury where he hurt his knee pretty good, he is strictly a pocket guy, so. Feel the same way as you about AOC. Cullen Baldridge, I appreciate that, and I got to be honest with you. It could be a lot of rah-rah stuff, but there's Gardner Minshew right there, a quality veteran. I could pick him, and people would understand that just the same. And I'm not. I'm not going to do that. And I do like him. I love the insurance policy he is for us. Too often, a backup quarterback is brought in as an afterthought. I hate that. I think the backup should be a Gardner Minshew type because I want AOC to know, even though we believe on you or believe in you, we will walk you down the plank and feed you to the sharks if you don't if you don't show up and play like a Raider, especially after you go and put on a guy like Kenny Stabler's number. So, he does something like that. He's putting the pressure on him, and he's saying, I want it. So here it comes, kid. You're going to go earn that money, though. Yeah. Mark Vargas, yeah, that's true. He wore the number in college. And so I don't think he means any disrespect. But at the same time, he knew what was going to happen when he put it on. There's no way he couldn't have known that. Mark Vargas said Gardner Minshew 6'1", 225. Now, see, he's 225, but I don't think he's bigger than AOC because he's shorter. You see what I mean? So has he packed on muscle? Is he kind of stout guy? Yeah, but I don't think he's a bigger guy. That's some weight disparaging. You know what I mean? For example, Tyree Wilson weighs 275 pounds, but he doesn't look like, a muscle-bound oaf because he's 6'6", and the muscles spread out all over his body. I'm 6'3", I weigh 200 pounds, and I'm skinny, and people don't believe that I weigh 200 pounds. I'm 6'3", so I carry it on a slim frame. I think the same thing's happening with AOC. And he did come in a little slimmer. Maybe he is smaller. As long as our deadly defense can hold off the offense, AOC will win games. Tony, I completely agree with that. All right, halfway mark to the show. I got to show it. Whoa. Did I drop that? No, I didn't. I got to show everybody what we're auctioning off tonight. One more time, real quick. I'm throwing in this sweet Raiderette patch. It's got this newer design, the Navajo Awareness patch. I honestly, and I know a lot of Raider fans, they don't like doing anything other than black or silver or white, with their stuff. But I'm telling you, if you get a vest and you put this on it, not only does it honor what Navajo Raider was going for, was the missing people that are indigenous Native Americans that are going missing, but it also has the Raider head on it, and it gives you that color, and it shows that you're representing for the Raiders. But I'm also throwing in my last R8RBEAR blackout patch. So there you go, 3 patches, and that goes with my car package. No, not a Derek Carr package. I'm not gonna, although that would have been funny. I'm not gonna send you an old poster of his and an old Derek Carr jersey. But here it is, the Las Vegas Raiders license plate, black on black, all metal, and the metal auto emblem Raiders. And don't worry about your car washes and all that stuff. These do not come off once you put it on your car. So make sure where you pick the spot. I tell people all the time, before you take off the tape on the back, measure where you want to put it first. Really get a good eyeball on it, and then take the tape off and do it, because it's a one-time thing. Once it's on, it's on. So there it is. The license plate, the auto emblem, and 3 sweet patches, one of which is my exclusive R8RBEAR blackout patch. Oh, and of course, the most important thing, the Raiders fan card. The R8RBEAR fan card. That's right. I might even sign it and stuff. I'm just kidding. I don't want to bring down the value. All right. When the team play us, they go and refer to those games as D-Day, right? I like that. Louis Holgren, what up there? It's been a minute. New season, new coach. Most of all, still home team advantage in LA and Vegas. See Raider Nation, September 8th. I like that. Oh, Raider Ryan. Okay. All right, Raider Ryan. You know what? How do we do that? Raider Ryan, why don't you put your email up for me so that all of us can email you? I'd like everyone watching to email Raider Ryan. No one email Raider Ryan, especially not any naughty photos. You girls, stop that. No, the girls, you can do that. Not the guys, though. When the team play, yeah, that's what we said. The league's not going to be able to stop our 2 tight end set. Complete dominance. Alpha, not only do I agree with you, I'm not going to say we're going to be unstoppable, but I think there are going to be games where we are unstoppable. Because if you combine the passing attack with a bashing running attack, the offensive line, I mean, it's going to be barbecue chicken, because they're going to have so many times where the defensive line's not going to want to fly off the ball because it's a pass play and he's getting the ball out quick. Then they start to play more of a zone, and we give him Zamir White banging for 145 yards in a particular game last year. So what's he going to do this year with a better line? Going to make that money is what he's going to do. Zamir White's going to need a new contract, Daddy. Mr. Raider Bear, I've been saving pennies all year, and Mommy and me are going to go with Grampy and Uncle Jim to a couple of graveyards. Oh, and Grampy said you didn't fall on your face. You just didn't remember from last year. And in his words, the overwhelming majority of people don't know about the coins. Yes, Tommy, I completely understand. I appreciate that, Grandpa standing up for me. I do feel a little bit of road rash, but I feel better now that he told me I'm okay with that. Bear, how much, if any, do you think that new hip drop rule is going to hinder our defense? Mark Martinez, great question. Let me say this real quick. First, I think the hip drop is a fraud. I think the fact that they call it that was just meant to give it a name for us to use, to try to make it more common to us, so that now when it happens, we can go, oh, look, yeah, I guess that was a hip drop. No, there's no such thing as a hip drop. Okay, what they're saying is when you go at a guy from behind, you wrap yourself, as you take your arms and you wrap your arms around them, much like if you were going to hug a person, but more around the belt line. Okay, so now I'm behind the guy, and he decides to start going like this, so he can't see me, I'm behind him. Well, I'm running full speed, so I'm going to catch him now because he's starting to juke someone that's in front of him. All right, when I catch him, if I dive into his waistline, hold on, and then I go limp, that's a hip drop. That is when you're trying to, with your own hips, drop him by dragging him to the ground with you as though you're a sack of potatoes that he suddenly got thrown on his back, and it just drags him to the ground. I don't think anyone gets sacks of potatoes anymore. I'm showing my age. But anyway, that's the hip drop, is getting around the guy's hips and then dropping your own body. Now, while I don't necessarily agree with it, I do understand where they're going. One, they want to be able to penalize whichever team with a ref and a flag whenever they feel like it. I'm just being honest with you guys, that we're in that era again where sports has too much money. See, there was a time in the 80s, 70s, and 80s when gambling in pro sports was prevalent. Okay, and teams and players and even a ref at a couple of different points in history got into trouble for gambling and trying to fix games. So now you fast forward through the 90s, they got to hold a lot of that because it was so much in the public eye. But now you fast forward to the 2000s, 2010, 2020, they've had this record of, hey, we haven't had any problems with refs or game fixing. You know, we haven't had any accusations. Everything's just rolling nice and smooth. And so they don't want to derail that. Now you're into the, billions and trillions now that are out there potentially for global aspect, because NFL, baseball, soccer, football, everything's going global now and becoming bigger than it's ever been. All the stadiums and all the teams in the NFL have been told, you have to give the Dallas Cowboy experience. They're using them as the template. You must give us a stadium like Jerry Jones or you won't get approved for that stadium. And if you can't afford it, we want you to give it to your team to another billionaire who can afford it. That's quietly going on behind the scenes of your NFL for the last 2 decades. It was why Mark Davis got into such a fight, and then the NFL said no, because he had no real estate background. He didn't understand the idea of building a stadium with a mall and a vacation town feel that's, shopping centers with, restaurants and shoes and, different candies and all kinds of different stuff, lots of parking, and then there's the stadium. You know what I mean? It's meant to be an all-encompassing, like almost Disneyland-like experience. They want all teams in the NFL up to that level. And if you look throughout the league, all the teams that have gotten stadiums in the last 10, 15 years, that's what they all have. They all have that sort of design where it's meant to get you there for a few days. If you're going to a football game on Sunday, they want you there by Friday. In your hotel, going to restaurants, going shopping, going to exhibits, maybe a wax museum, something like that, aquarium, and then Sunday rolls around, you go to the game. Troy Gill said, any new news on the Raiders? The only new stuff going on right now, Troy Gill, is they're talking about how the guys are doing in OTAs and the fact that even though this is voluntary OTAs that we're in, virtually the entire roster showed up. And that is important. That is a statistic you'll hear me talk about every year. Every year around this time of year, I bring this up with my viewers because it is important. It's voluntary, and their agents know it's voluntary. So the agents protect their players like never before. So if they can't go or don't want to go or need an excuse not to go and say, oh, my family member died in Lisbon, I got to go out there. Well, then they get that time because it's voluntary OTAs. Instead, we got a bunch of guys that just wanted to come in and work. Tony Carpenter Evans, I personally think it's our business to stop that. Because when you think about it, they're in our division, and the Broncos and the Chargers are not in a place right now to go after them. We are. We're what's left. We're the best of what's left in the division. We're either there with the Chiefs, they're a little slightly better than we are just because they have the years of the work proven behind them, and we're the young up-and-coming contender that's leaving the Chargers and the Broncos in the dust and saying, come here. About that three-peat of yours. We'd like to say something. No. AOC is a smart pocket quarterback with good awareness. He just needs a little more mobility and a little more grit. He needs to take some dance classes to loosen up those hips. I'm going to ask your wife if you could dance. Now I want to know. We were up 14-0 in our first game against the Chiefs last year at home and then gave it up. Well, Tanamoku, I mean, it's nice that we had a lead, but, you got to win the game. Chris Strong, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Alpha and Omega, I hope you're right. I hope the Condor does serve up a little Chiefs for dinner. Will Nanoff, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Sorry, I overslept. And amnesia recovery made me sleep through the alarm I set. Oh, okay. I got you, Chris. Anna Diaz Rincon, my first supporter ever. Hi, love. I believe our defense will be top 5, and Max Crosby will win Defensive Player of the Year award because he finally has help on the defensive line with Wilkins. Tim, the only way he'll win Defensive Player of the Year is if the other guys on the line really do stand up. I mean, it will take Christian Wilkins and, everybody really putting in another nice year. We need Malcolm Kuntz to have another nice year like he did those last 9 games last season. We need that. We need to see Tyree Wilson do his thing, and we need Adam Butler and John Jenkins to shut down the running game in the middle. Now, we believe our guys can do that. I believe our guys can do that. But top 5, I'm not going to go to top 5 only because we still need our linebackers and our safeties, to get their act together. And then also defensive player award. If Max is going to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, he's going to have to either A, have the stats to blow everyone else away. In other words, like finish with like 14, 16 sacks, where it's just you can't deny him. Because if he's even close with anyone else, they won't give it to us because they don't see the Raiders as a glamour team anymore. Until we get back to winning, we are not a glamour team anymore. Look at how they treat the Jets. I mean, the Jets get treated like garbage too. They get tough seasons, bad calls from refs, all sorts of stuff like that because their team's in shambles. Look at Washington. Same thing. They get their team's in shambles. So until those teams that have really collapsed get their act together, there's no announcer or analytics person that's going to step out on a limb and say, hey, you guys, watch out for the Cardinals this year. Those Indianapolis Colts, here they come. No. Towdy! Make it! Yeah! Appreciate the love on the stars. And remember, guys, if you are watching on my YouTube, please paste my YouTube wherever you can. Please shop. Why would I say shop? Please shop the Raider Bear. Prostitute the Raider Bear out there. Tommy, earmuffs. The bear patch is mine. Mail it out to me tomorrow. Come on, Alpha. I haven't seen a bid. Not one. Bear, by the way, yes, I'm greedy. Laugh out loud. My goal is to just one night win double gold medals. Okay. I like the Navajo Raider patch, Bear. Nice, Mark. I appreciate that. He makes some really sweet ones. Raider Wolf, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Man, I got Raging Raider Rhino and Raider Wolf. It's My guy's right there. Jesse Parker's in the house. What's up, man? That's my fashion designer extraordinaire. I just created an account on Facebook to message you. Just sent you my email. Right on, Raider Ryan. I appreciate that. Also, just send me your mailing stuff, Raider Ryan. I got you. Alpha and Omega. I don't know what yours is. Alpha. I see you're on YouTube as well. If you could go on Facebook, just make a quick Facebook and go to my page and just send me your stuff to my mailbox at Raider Bear Family Page, and I'll get back to you. My wife is Native American, and if you have any more patches for missing natives, please send one. I would like one. Thank you. Troy Gill, I will take a look. I don't think that's my last one, but I'll take a look. Our O-line is the best I've seen in so long, with AOC having more time in the pocket. He will pick defenses off. He has tremendous accuracy. Yes, Tim, it was something I was raving about to Raider Nation when we drafted him, that we got the guy who had the 97% completion percentage. 97%. Okay? That's really good. All right, let's see. I've made this comment once before. What are they calling the supposed hip drop tackle was taught as standard tackling form back in my day? Doc Raider, it is a standard tackle, but the problem with your day and now is that in your day, guys were built harder. Guys had to work out more. They practiced more. You had to put more hours into practice. The training was tough. And more importantly, guys were using all kinds of drugs and greenies and steroids, and not all of them, obviously, but they were, it was a way more intense athlete, to me, in my opinion, from the 50s through the 80s. Now, you fast forward, you got a little bit more of this generation's guys that, I'm not going to call them all soft, but at the same time, the horse collar tackle led to the hip drop tackle, because the same way the horse collar tackle can cause you to have that pullback of the frame that can cause hamstring, ankle, and all kinds of other bad injuries, they just want to ban that. And when you stop and think about it, imagine if you were a room full of owners right now, and I said to all of you, look guys, not only will this prevent some injuries, but it's going to make a lot of scores go up. We're going to see more field goals. We're going to see more times where someone just misses a tackle because they don't want that flag. So they try to tackle the guy high and grab his arm or something. And while they're shifting and wrestling with him, the guy trips and falls down and he scoots 5 more yards and scores a touchdown. When, in almost any other era, that guy's tackled 15 yards back. But because you're concerned about how to tackle from behind, now we have a whole new problem. You see what I mean? And so I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. I don't mind the rules changes on special teams. I know you guys have seen our special teams coach in the interview he did, getting the guys fired up. That was awesome. His energy was awesome. But to be honest with you, I don't mind the changes. I think it's stupid. I think that injuries are a part of the sport. I think honestly, if I was told, Raider Bear, you can be a pro athlete, and we're going to say that we guarantee you 8 years and that you make somewhere in the neighborhood of $120 million. Or you could break your neck and be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. But we can't guarantee which one. It's going to be one or the other. Are you willing to go for it? The answer is yes. That's generational wealth. Now, do I want to end up in a wheelchair? No. And am I trying? And I don't want to devalue that, because obviously that would be terrible, and anyone that does happen to, you feel horrible for them. But am I the type of person that would be willing to take the risk? Absolutely. It's football. I would believe in my heart that I can turn and move and get down and not take shots that are going to put me out. I would just believe that. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of other guys that play football believe that, on offense and defense. They know how to fall. They're making up rules to screw the best defensive players in the league again. It's a man's game, not a lily ass boys game. Alpha, I agree and I disagree, because I think that they're trying to emphasize health of the players, while at the same time the stupid rule will increase sometimes missed tackles and plays to be extended. And I just think they see that as a win-win change. You know what I mean? But it would be tough for me to accept if they said to me that games can't be fixed. I mean, all I'd have to do as the commissioner is grab my cell phone, okay? Call into the box. Tell them in the officials box with the league, because there's a league official box. The league official, and I tell the league official to go into the headset of the head referee and tell him that stays holding. No matter what this instant replay says, tell him it says holding. They can do that. He can tell them that on the fifth play, on their next fifth play, I want holding called. I don't care where you call it. Call it on the offensive line. Call it on a quarterback as they break routes with covering a wide receiver and he grabs his shoulder for a split second. Plays where you never call that. Throw the flag. I mean, to me, that would be easy. That would be an easy way to cheat, fix games, or should I say, direct games. See, I think the NFL thinks that it's okay to be a director because they're presenting you a show, a muscle show, whose outcome is a result most often by the athletes, but it's occasionally by people in the background doing things like I just described. When they see something like Tom Brady struggling and they know they want his Buccaneers to make it into the Super Bowl or into the playoffs, and so they give him a little sugar in a game here or there where there shouldn't have been holding call right after he threw an interception, and suddenly there's a flag. Oh, I saw holding, we got to replay the down. And suddenly Tommy Boy gets the ball back, and they move the ball a couple more plays and get a field goal. Allegedly. Cullen Baldridge, I've been saying that new rule benefit is especially with the team we have. Okay. The league has been screwing defenses since they screwed our team with the immaculate deception and the tuck rule. Well, I mean, the immaculate deception, I agree completely. And the tuck rule is almost embarrassing how badly they did us on that. And then to delete the rule later on as though it means nothing. That was a bad rule. We don't like it, so we're getting rid of it. Oh, good. But as where you applied it one time in the decades before and the decades since, one time was that rule called and used, and it was used against us. What's that? How's that meme go? Armando Medrano! Appreciate the love on the stars, bro. Okay. Our linebackers are going to be like a bunch of dogs in a bone this upcoming season. Alpha, I actually like where we're going with our linebackers, especially Masterson. I just feel like Masterson has grown a lot. I know a lot of Raider fans who don't really, live on every snap and down like some other Raider fans do. But I know a lot of Raider fans that are there right now that have been going to OTAs as best they can, trying to see it, trying to get in there, trying to report about it. And I know when they do have the ones where they allow people in, my guy, Deadpool Raider, will be there. He gives me a report like every year about how things are going and what he sees. And the linebackers are flying around. Masterson has really come a long way, in my opinion, and I think we have a real good chance that the idea of the linebackers as a weakness may have died last season, just with the guys that we have and what we're going to be doing this year. I think we have a chance to be really, really good. Tony makes it! Antoine Anthony, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Raiders! Oh, and you had the bear emoji. R8RBEAR! Appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Rose Ortega. Max is definitely getting more sacks this year. The teams can double team him the same anymore, not while there's Wilkins in the middle and the two-headed monster of Kuntz and Wilson on the other end. I completely agree. Rose Ortega once again showing your football mind and beauty. Completely agree. Let's see. If they want to make rules to protect players, we need to be playing these running backs appropriate. Oh, okay. Paying these running backs appropriately instead of giving quarterbacks all the money. Although you're right, Alpha, that's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Eventually, the players' union will get more strength, and they will carry themselves more like the NBA does. I found, though, that when you look at the differences between the arbitration process, the players' union, if you look at the difference between those two things on the baseball, basketball, and football level, Have you ever noticed all three are totally different? Baseball is slow and stuck in a mire. Football is argumentative and has arbitration and will change rules, it seems like, every other couple of years. And basketball, the players union just has the league by the balls and can get almost anything changed. The NBA players are running the asylum. You know what I mean? The league's been fixed. Remember, the sports book in Vegas is run by the mob. Everybody knows this. Alpha, there's no argument. Yeah, no argument for me. But at the same time, I don't like to say fixed. I just like to say I think the NFL has its teams that they guide that stream, you know what I mean? And they move them to where they need to be. Now, once they're there, I don't think games are fixed. I don't feel like the playoffs are fixed, for example. I think a lot of what happens in the regular season is. But I don't think the playoffs are, and I don't think the championship is. I really don't. Fixed games, Bear! Cullen Baldridge, I love the tight ends we have. I thought when we had Michael Mayer that we were good. We've been talking about a 2 tight end attack for a while, but I never really saw them manifest it. I think what they were basically saying is we wanted 2 Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers athletes at the tight end before we started to attack that way. Now you have 2 guys that can block like all these extra tight ends that you bring in. They're more like an extra offensive lineman brought in to really run support or max protect a quarterback. Now you bring them in to be ultra dangerous and because they can block. Both guys are great blockers. Mayer and Bowers are both great blockers. Now you add that to the fact that on any given play they could suddenly run by you, and the linebackers have to pick up the responsibility. They're going to get so many inside yards. There's going to be so many 5 and 7 yard routes that they're going to catch plays and get first downs and drive other teams nuts with it. Alexa, resume. Tony, make it dip. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Alexa, play Hide by NASA. Oh, that was something by Lil Weezy. I didn't recognize that one. I know that was Lil Wayne, but I didn't recognize what it was. I should have let it play a little more. I actually kind of like that beat. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. Memorial Day at anyone's grave lot. Pennies. Remember, people, pennies. I was told by a friend. Raiders! Good night, Tommy! Alright, last bids in. Last bids in for the car package. No, I'm not going to send you. I did have a Derek Carr poster that I was going to hold up and go. See, this is what I meant by the car package, guys. You get this outdated car poster and this outdated jersey. The car logo. 3 patches. I said 3 patches. I said 3 patches. 3 times. That's 3 patches. The Car Auto logo. And, the Las Vegas steel black license plate frame. One of my favorites. Let's go. Mark Martinez said he's got 10.5 sacks for Max. Okay, I like that. I might even go above that. Who will be our second linebacker next to Robert Spillane? Oh, it's probably going to be Divine Diablo, the way he's played. But I mean, we signed Tommy Eichenberg out of Ohio State, and I love Tommy Eichenberg. I thought the pick of Tommy Eichenberg might have been one of the best picks we made in that draft. So I love that. Shout out to Vera Crosby. I hope she's watching. Hi, Vera. Friend of the show. We love your son. We're gonna, every one of us that has if he wins a Super Bowl this year, Vera, every one of us that has a baby is gonna name the baby Max. Even the girls. Show commitment, Raider Nation. It could be short for Maxine. There it is. Raiders! That's right, we're bringing back Maxine. Oh, it's an old name, but we're bringing it back. We're going to make it popular again. Let's go, Raider Nation. Let's